Welcome to Get It Done Entrepreneurs, where we talk with founders of companies who bet on themselves and won. My name is Rich LeBrun, and I am the founder and CEO of LeBrun Advisory Group. You can find us at rlebrun.com. Our mission is to help our clients build wealth through business ownership. Stick around to the end of the show and we'll reveal how you can be our next guest. Our special guest today is Celeste Purdie. Celeste is the current multi-unit owner of the Foot Solutions franchise, which we're going to get a chance to hear more about. Celeste is an accomplished entrepreneur, a former senior human resource manager with a proven record of success in all facets of human resources. She has been recognized for her leadership ability, process improvements, and transforming high-performing organizational cultures. She transitioned from corporate America to an entrepreneur to gain more time and financial freedom by having a solid plan B, which we'll learn more about in the program. Today, her plan is fueled by working smarter and building global networks that give her more leverage. She has a passion for diversity and enjoys building strategic relationships. She's disciplined and a dedicated veteran with 4+ years in the United States Air Force, and thank you, Celeste, for doing that. Her expertise: she's an author. She builds global teams. She's a real estate investor. She creates multiple streams of income. She's an entrepreneur. She does training and development and facilitation. She does networking and coaching, engagement, diversity, and inclusion. She's a veteran resource and military relocation expert. She sits on the board as the board chair of an organization called My Neighbor's Voice, which provides a safe and hospitable space in which anyone and everyone is invited to share their personal stories, thoughts, and opinions. Best live together. Celeste believes in the saying, a leader is great, not because of his or her power, but because of his or her ability to empower others, said by John Maxwell. She lives in South Carolina with her husband and family. And with that, welcome, Celeste.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on.
I'm looking forward to the conversation. We were fortunate to talk a little bit, not too long ago, like a week or two ago. I got a chance to get a little bit of your background. But our guests would love to hear your stories. So with that, if you can tell us a little bit of why you became an entrepreneur, what was the decision-making process? What was that tipping point? Did you face some fears or doubts? What was it that caused you to go all in?
Well, it is an interesting story. My background includes 25 years in corporate HR. And my last 12 were with a very large company, Fortune 20 company, Verizon, and I was a HR senior leader and had a team of 10, and I had about 122 retail stores that I was responsible for in about 5 different states. So you can imagine I traveled a lot. And one morning I was actually traveling between Greenville, South Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina, and was hit from behind on the highway. And I had one of those aha moments. I just carried 2 phones and worked a lot, probably 60 or 70 hours a week. And I had that aha moment that, my life is brief and I better really enjoy it and enjoy what I'm doing every single day, wake up with a passion for it. And unfortunately, HR over the years had become a little bit less entrepreneurial. We really didn't get a chance to implement great ideas or great initiatives. A lot of things that we were doing were really driven from a corporate level and just, funneled down to us to implement, even if our hearts weren't really in it. And so I decided at that time I was going to jump out of corporate America. And I had really been thinking about it for about a year prior to that accident. And I had started a small network marketing company and had success in it. And so that really kind of gave me the I can do it. If I could be successful in a network marketing company, work in that business part-time, I probably could do something full-time and have a lot of success. So I jumped right out of corporate America and started being a full-time entrepreneur.
So you walked away from an income, right?
I walked away from a very large income.
A very nice income. All right.
Yes, with bonuses and great benefits to, you're going to have to buy your own benefits.
Yeah, to venture into this world of the unknown.
Yes.
Yeah. And well, we're going to talk about, what what the businesses you went in, but just curious, looking back, now you've been an entrepreneur for a while. Is there anything that you said like, geez, I wish I would have done a little different, like, if I could?
I think, in hindsight, I would have done it sooner. If I had a really great mentor earlier in the process, I probably would have jumped out of corporate America much sooner. There is one really great benefit about being in corporate America. You do wear multiple hats, and so you learn a lot of different skills that are completely transferable to being a full-time entrepreneur. I just didn't know that I could have that kind of success on my own. I really thought that my worth and my value to the workforce was working for somebody else instead of working for myself. So in hindsight, I would have done it much faster.
I can't tell you how many times I hear that. Once you jump, they go, yeah, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago, including myself. I wish I would have done it 10 years ago. What do they say? You work for corporate America 40 hours a week, or you work for yourself 80 hours a week, but you love every minute of it. So.
Right.
Okay. But you are successful though. And so you made some right decisions. Is there any key decision that you can say, that was a good decision? It really was a catalyst behind my success.
I think one of the things that I would say is that I've always surrounded myself with people that are different from me, different skill sets from me, so that I always had a strong support structure and a very large network of people I could tap into. And because I was always such a given person, giving of my time, giving of my opinions, giving of my services, I don't have any issue going to people and asking for help. And I've never been intimidated by somebody's title. I've always been able to go approach people in my network, ask for advice, ask for their opinion, ask who they know who might be able to help me.
Yeah.
I would probably say that.
Are you utilizing those same skills as being an entrepreneur?
I am. So I belong to several networking groups. I belong to a veteran business networking group here in the Greenville area. I also belong to both the chamber in the city that my store is at, as well as the greater Greenville chamber, and network within those organizations. I'm in a veteran mastermind group where we just bring problems to the table and we all solve them together. So, I can come to them and say, hey, this is my challenge. I'm a brand new brand in a state that has never heard of foot solutions before. How do I get the word out? And I've gotten some really great advice and some suggestions from that mastermind group.
That's fantastic. Mastermind groups are popping up everywhere. And I think that's a great way to do it. There's a lady named Faith Popcorn who wrote a book, 25, 30 years ago. She was a mom and had this thought about, if I want to solve something, I'm just going to get my 10 closest people that I know and bring the subject and we're going to solve it. Yeah. And they did. It was like moms in the neighborhood. And pretty soon her center of influence of 10 people grew to be much more influential, I would say, but that was her theory. Just bring it to a group of people, and together 10 people could solve it, or a group of people can. Let me ask you about being a veteran, and thank you for your service. I really am indebted to you. How has being a veteran helped you be a business owner?
Well, I think the veteran mindset is always like, I'm going to do what I need to do to accomplish the mission. I'm going to get it done. And so I think that is a part of, being successful as an entrepreneur. I find like challenges or obstacles as, exciting and not disappointing and distracting. Oh, I've got an obstacle. Well, let me figure out how to get around that, get over that, get through that. So I think that's one of the things that being a veteran has really helped, being an entrepreneur, but also being a veteran in an area like Greenville, which is very supportive of veterans. Just saying that you're a veteran, people want to do business with you. Yeah. So that has been very, very helpful.
Yeah, I know. And I know you bought a franchise, and I sell franchises, and they all love veterans, just because one of the reasons the franchisors love them, because you know how to follow a system, right? Yeah. And that's why you buy a franchise. People who buy McDonald's try to sell hot dogs, it just doesn't work. And so you're good at following a system. So let's kind of roll into this company. I'm gonna give you a little bit of commercial break. Tell us about the company, Foot Solutions. It's a new franchise that you're actually new in your area. Why did you choose that franchise? Let's talk about who your customer is, who can benefit by your product. So a little bit of a story about the brand and a little bit of commercial break.
Okay,
Tell us
awesome.
about it.
Well, Foot Solutions has been around for years. However, they went through a rebranding a couple of years ago. And remember, I had mentioned I was in this network marketing company. I was in with a very good friend of mine, and her husband played 10 years in the NFL and had launched his own company, Knowing, on Shark Tank. He sold his company, Knowing, to Foot Solutions and became an owner of the company. And we were actually on vacation one year, and he said, hey, what are your thoughts about when we rebrand and are ready to open franchises, would you be interested? I, of course, was a little hesitant, but my husband said yes. And so we decided not only one, but to buy the rights to 3 in the state. And Foot Solutions is a unique brand because it's in between. It's a combination of retail and medical. So we have a large base of people that we're looking to serve and to help. Quite frankly, I always tell people, if you have feet, we're a destination. It's a retail model with very specific brands that are designed to help people be neutral on their feet or to address gait issues. And we also do a full 7-point gait analysis. We check the shoes, we do a 3D scan, we can do custom orthotics or over-the-counter orthotics. But what's very unique about the Foot Solutions brand, unlike any other footwear store, is that our store is actually employs foot wellness experts, so certified shoe fitters. We have a podorthist on staff, and I always tell people, well, they always say, what is a podorthist? And
Right.
Somebody that's gone through an immense amount of training on the biomechanics of the lower extremities. And so they are extremely focused on helping you with alignment and balance and getting the correct footwear to support your body. And so, we have 2 amazing employees in our store with over 40 years of experience in the industry. Are we beyond blessed? Yes.
Yes.
Foot Solutions is, one of those stores that, is a medically accredited facility. Our store is. Not all of them do medical, but we do medical. So we'll be participating in the Medicare diabetic shoe program, helping lots of people with their specialized footwear. But it's not just, orthotics or ortho feet kind of shoes. Like we do have fashionable shoes as well that are comfortable. So we carry a lot of international brands that people may not have heard of, but when they put their foot or feet in our shoes, they're like, oh my gosh, amazing. And it really truly has been one of those aha moments because we are really changing lives. When you go and check out our Google reviews, for example, people don't write 1 or 2 sentences about, oh, new store in town. Great, go visit it. They write paragraphs about what the experience was like. It's that old-fashioned customer service where we take off your shoes, tie up your laces, watch you walk, give you feedback. If you're looking for shoes to help you run, we have somebody in our store that goes out and runs with you to see if the shoes are performing the way they're supposed to perform. So it's a very cool brand.
Well, you're definitely passionate about it, and I love it. But you were not in the medical field, and you jumped into a franchise which has some medical overture to it. It sounds like you can apply all your business skills, and they supported you at the medical side. Would that be fair enough?
Yeah, absolutely. Our corporate structure was just phenomenal. So there were already corporate podorthists that helped guide us through the process of all of the certifications, getting the facility medically accredited, getting our employees to the point where they could sit for the board certified podorthic exam. Just the training available for us was, pretty intense.
Well, it's exciting because I love the medical field because we are creating opportunities for people, the business person, to get into the medical space, and you're making a difference in the world and you're kind of Amazon proof, right? So no one, Amazon, you can't put your feet on the screen and have Amazon solve your gait problem, but very exciting, very exciting. I want to switch gears on you a little bit. Okay, so you are a business owner. I think you do real estate investing. You do a lot of other things too. But no matter what the business is, you're facing the same headwinds that I am, that our listeners are. We get, inflation and labor and politics and civil unrest and wars and all the other stuff all in one year. Okay. So you have to run a business and be the leader. So let's talk about how you're navigating this time. Do you see it as a top opportunity to invest and grow, or is this time that you want to retreat? And then also as a person, because you have to get yourself out of bed. So tell our listeners, how do you do both? Lead the company and also lead yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the interesting things is we actually started our franchise in the heat of COVID. And the reason we did that was that regardless, people want to be comfortable on their feet. If they're working from home or they're working out and about, being comfortable on their feet was important. And when I saw the numbers and the ability of the Foot Solutions brand to thrive during COVID, I was like, okay, it's COVID proof too. So
yeah,
we jumped in. But did we have some challenges with suppliers? Absolutely. But what we did is we really just kind of focused on the needs of our customer base and really stocked up on things when we could stock up on them. Because of the fact that we were going to open 3 stores in 5 years, it didn't matter to me if we overstocked a little bit when the supplier said, well, we're not going to be able to get this shoe for another, year. You better buy what we have now or you won't get it. We bought what we needed to buy at the time, knowing that, if we had an overstock of inventory, we would be able to address that. But really just keeping the employees focused on, all of the steps, getting to where we need to be for us to be able to open additional stores. We had stuff to do, focused on. Even when we had slow days in the stores, we had other things to focus on, the medical accreditation, getting all of these millions of handbooks together, networking with people in the community that had never heard of us. And for me, personally, I think I do a lot of little things. I have always been one of those people that, as soon as my eyes pop open, I, thank my maker. And before I go to sleep, I think of several things that I'm just grateful for that happened in the day. So I'm one of those people that is definitely always positive. And when I have the negative moments, I surround myself with positive people. So I don't surround myself with people that are complaining. And I'm typically around positive people that are looking for solutions, are solutions focused, if they got an issue, they bring a suggestion to the table. And I've really tried to cultivate that in my store. I've empowered them multiple times about, hey, if you see that something in the community that we should be getting involved in, you come to me. You are empowered to spend money to help get our brand recognized in the community. So
very, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball. You said your resume said you're on the board chair of My Neighbor's Voice. So tell us about that. I was intrigued by it, and so but I can't speak to it. So please speak to what that organization's about.
Yes, this organization is really special, and I was introduced to it wearing my real estate hat. So throughout the day, sometimes I have my real estate hat on, sometimes I have my franchise owner hat on, sometimes I have my self-storage hat on, but I was wearing my real estate hat that day. And somebody told me about this organization. And it was really about the time that all of that unrest around George Floyd was going around and people were yelling at each other and politics were just so heavy. And like people were really like saying, I'm going to get off social media. I'm going to stop talking to people because their views are so different than mine. And I'm going to get angry. And I was really trying to find a way to keep people at the table talking to each other, kind of like a real estate deal. Like it will really fall apart if we just stop communicating to each other. So
yeah,
life, like I know it, is going to fall apart if we can't get people to the table and talk and listen to each other. And so I heard about this organization called My Neighbor's Voice, and it is such a unique mission. They have these listening cards with all different topics and topics that we typically don't talk about. And in corporate America, we encourage our employees to not really talk about racial issues and politics and religion, but all of these topics that are really, dear to people and people have strong emotions about. And so these listening cards, a person picks a listening card, they read the question aloud, and they have 3 minutes to answer it. But during that time, the other participants are just genuinely, truly listening without commentary, discourse, rebuttals. They are just listening. And you go through several rounds of these cards, and I tell you, people walk away with a whole different understanding of somebody that they may have just had an impression about. And they also find that they have a lot more in common with people than they think. And so it's been a really special mission. I was on the board for about a year, and then they asked me to join to be the chair of the board.
Is this a national organization?
No, it was founded right here in the Greenville area, but we do national events. So we do Zoom meetings. People can find out a little bit more about this organization at myneighborsvoice.org. They can buy the cards. They can do it with their families, but it is really special. During the height of COVID, we used to do a couple of Zooms a month, and we would have people from all over the United States participating on a Zoom and going through these cards and just, really having a different experience with humanity.
I support that 100%. I am just encouraged by you doing that and promoting that, and I'm going to try to do the same. And I'll get on one of these if I can. I think it's so much needed today, just to be able to listen and not fight, not debate, just be willing to hear somebody else's perspective. And my hat's off to you. And
Thank you.
so here you are, got nothing to do, right? You're real estate sales investor. You have self-storage. I think I just picked up on that. You own 3 territories for Foot Solutions. You work 24 hours a day? Come on.
No, I don't. Actually, I've always been a very organized person, believe it or not. And I don't know if that's from my time being in HR, but I can probably tell you what I did 10 years ago because I have calendars. I keep old-fashioned calendars. I know a lot of people are, on their phones and digital, but I keep old-fashioned calendars, and I use it as a way to manage my time and manage my commitments, but also as a way to kind of jot down things that were important or successes during the day. So I probably work less hours now than I did when I was working in corporate America, 70 hours a week, because I can be very, very focused and get in a short amount of time. And unlike that corporate philosophy of you have to learn how to multitask, I don't multitask. I put very specific buckets of time doing very specific things at certain times in my calendar.
That's fantastic. And you can control that. You are in control of that time.
Yeah. It's really amazing being able to plan a vacation and then your work around your vacation versus the other way around in corporate America, where it was really hard to find a time to take vacation and take, completely unplug. It was impossible.
You're very inspiring, by the way. You really are. And for our listeners who are have one company, want to add additional revenue stream, Celeste is doing it. And for you in corporate America, it says, should I jump? Yeah, why not? Maybe 1 foot out, maybe 2, but who knows? But it's doable. And now Celeste has back control of her life. So, Celeste, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy day. In fact, you gave me some time out of your busy day, I really appreciate that on behalf of our listeners. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you? Should they want to get to know you more, maybe learn more about Foot Solutions, or just hang out with you? What's the best way to do that?
Well, I have all of my links at a very easy location, purdieinc.com. And all of my links for everything that I do and all of the things that I'm really passionate about are right there on that link. So it's www.purdieinc.com.
You can't get any more organized than that. Well, thanks again for your time, and I wish you the best, and have a great day.
Thank you so much for having me on today.
You're welcome. Rich LeBrun here. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, Get It Done Entrepreneurs. If you are a successful business owner who would like to be on this program, please visit us at rlebrun.com/podcast and fill out the form, and we will reach out to you. If you got something out of this interview, would you share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on the socials. If you know someone that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag GetItDoneEntrepreneurs. I love seeing your posts and guest suggestions. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show and mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more? Go to our website, rlebrun.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time.